And we are live. Woohoo! Welcome along to the live stream, everybody. For those that don't know me, hello, I'm Gavin Hoey. I'm one of the presenters right here on Adorama TV. You're watching Adorama TV Live. Anything will and can and most probably will go wrong in the next hour, because that's what happens when you're live. If you're watching me live, this is your opportunity to ask me some questions live. If you're watching the recording, hello recorded people, we love you too. Pop your questions in the comments and we'll try and get to as many of those as we can. Now, I'm not here on my own. Luckily, behind the scenes, you can see them and you can probably hear them if we've set it all up properly. We've got Freya on the Super Switcher, Sam on the comments. Woo!
Hello. Hi everyone. How's everyone doing? We've got quite a few people here today.
Excellent.
Would you like to know where some of them are from?
Just yes.
You were sneaking a look earlier.
I was sneaking a look,
That's my
yeah.
job.
Yeah, I was, yeah.
Okay, so we've got Austin in Texas. We've got North Carolina. We've got San Francisco. We've got, let's have some elsewhere in the world. Spain. Monaco. Oh, I've always wanted to go to Monaco. I don't want to hear that it's rainy and coldish though. I want the sunshine. We've got Sweden, we've got Bavaria, New Zealand. Yeah, lots of people. And I know in the UK it's mostly rainy today. But
well,
there you go.
It was raining when we came in, wasn't it? So
yeah, it was. Yeah. But apparently a few days of sunshine coming up, so it's nearly summer.
All right, hang on a sec. I'm just checking everything is technically working, because just as I picked up my camera, it said fail. So, so we're off to a flying start. Okay, we're good. We're good. Okay, so wherever you're joining me from, thank you very much. I genuinely appreciate it. What are we going to do for the next hour-ish, just under?
I'm going to read this comment out because just in case you do lose your voice. So Ian said, "Evening, Gavin. It was great meeting you at the photography show on Saturday, along with the amazing Chloe. Hope your voice makes it through the show today."
Yes.
So Gavin's been at a trade show for 4 days.
4 days.
Yeah, he's got very sore feet and a very sore throat.
I have really sore feet, yeah. Oh, it's mad, isn't it? And yes, my voice is a little deeper than usual, but you know, it'll be an hour. We'll see. If it goes, then we'll do by sign language. It'll be fine. The pictures will speak for themselves. And more importantly, you're not here to listen to me anyway. You're here to see the amazing Chloe. Give it up for Chloe. What? Fantastic. So Chloe's going to be the model for this photo session, and the whole idea is it's going to be something colourful. So we've dressed Chloe in something colourful, and we're going to try and add some more colour to this scene. I'm going to show you a couple of different ways. It's live, so if you've got any questions as we're going along, you can always ask me, and we'll see what happens. We've got a bunch of props to play with, but I think
got
we
a
should
question
start with
already,
something.
actually.
Already?
Yeah,
Great.
so Kurt has asked, what C-stand is that AD200 mounted onto? It looks quite beefy.
Yes, it is one from Adorama, and there is links in the video description down below the video, except when I checked earlier, I didn't put the C-stand link in, and I thought, no one will ask about the stands. Literally the first question. So no one's going to ask. But Adorama C-stands, these are literally from Adorama. Both of these are flashpoint ones. I think it even says it somewhere on the side. So yeah, these are little flashpoint
I've got to
C-stands.
read this out as well. This is Stephen. Fantastic to meet you Saturday. I called you the Brad Pitt of the photography world.
Oh, yes. I mean, that set me up for the whole show, really, isn't it? I mean, you can't, how can you beat that? Thank you very much. Yes, so great to meet you as well. Right, Chloe, come stand in front. Let's get a picture on the screen that's not the carpet of my studio. So first things first, we need to do a few things. What's going to be my very first picture? Regular viewers, help out the newbies. What's the first picture we need to take? Because there is always one essential picture, and we're going to do it right at the beginning. Whilst you're putting that in, I'm going to go check my camera settings, see what we've got. So for those that like to know camera settings, I'm at 250th of a second. I'm at ISO 200. Now, both of those are my native settings for my particular camera. Yours might be different. And I'm at f5.6 for a reasonable depth of field. I might change that as we go along, we'll see.
Yeah, they're all on it, as they usually are. Dark image.
Yep.
NFMP.
That's the answer. What on
Selfie.
Selfie. No, it's not. It's not on my channel.
That's
We're not doing
always
selfies.
later, Michael. Yeah. Black frame, NFMP. Yeah. They're all
Fantastic. Right.
Yeah.
So let's do exactly
Or
that.
the back
No
of the
flash,
lens cam.
no picture. So I'm going to take a picture of the amazing Chloe. Here we go, Chloe. Quick little test photo.
Oh yes. Remco asked, new gadget, camera hold.
Oh yes. So you know when you go to a trade show, you think that's a good idea, isn't it? So. I've been known to pull the camera over on live streams, so I invested in a spider holster, and well, we'll see how it goes. I'm still going to get caught around the cable, but at least when I do, I won't actually bring the camera crashing down. You know, I mean, not that I've done that more than twice. So anyway, there we go. So no flash, no picture. We are off and running. It's near enough. It's not quite. It's good enough for what I need. So now we can start to add our own colour and lights into the scene. I say that, I've got to switch everything on. So let's get this set up correctly and make sure it flashes. It does. So I've got a light behind Chloe. You can see it there. I'm using a Flashpoint Evolve 200 Pro, and I've got it set to, I actually don't know what power it's set to. Let's go for 1/16th power, middle of the range. Here we go. Quick little test photo. And I've got Chloe up against a black background. Yeah, my voice is going to struggle, isn't it?
So Michael said about your new gadget, a very James Bond of you, Gavin.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
La Good V said James Bond or Inspector Gadget.
It is, yes. It's an odd sensation, but it's pretty good. I just have to remember that it's there. Okay, so yeah, we have something behind Chloe. Oh dear. 1 second. I got my water. I'll be fine.
I couldn't believe anyone spotted it so quick. I was pointing to it straight on the screen. Like, someone's already seen that you've got that attached to you.
Mad,
That
huh?
was so fast.
I got some love for your boots there, Chloe, from Karen as well.
Okay, so we're going to add some colour to the scene. So I kind of figured Chloe's wearing yellow, so let's start with a sort of opposite colour. There we go, red. See how that's going to work? So we have colours that can work together, or we can have colours that really kind of stand out, and I'm going to go with a standout colour. So red is going to be my choice. So let's get the red in there, see how this goes. It is really red. Look at that. Okay, so as this is a colour demo, I've definitely started off with a lot of colour. And I can control that amount of colour by adjusting the brightness of that light at the back. So it's on 1/16th power. If I put it down to 1/128th power, I can have a much more subtle effect. Now, normally I would go with a subtle effect, but that's not really the idea with today. We want it to be bold and bright. So let's see what we get at 1/8th power. It's red. Okay, so I'm going to do something called colour blocking, where I'm actually going to put opposite colours together on purpose, really bold colours. Chloe's wearing yellow. We've got a red background, which is basically a grey background with a red gel
So Alan has
lighting
said,
it.
I'm told purple goes well with yellow.
Alan, no, of course not. I mean, who would say such crazy things?
And Jen said, that dress is amazing. Yeah, it's really cool. And every time Chloe wears it, she's tied it up somehow differently. Yeah, it's a anyway dress. Very cool.
Okay, so I'm going to get a light. Now, there's lots of ways we could do this. My first reaction is, let's just sort of set up something that looks like, yeah, well, very sensible. Right? Something that looks a bit like beauty lighting. So dead center, right in front of Chloe, something like that. We can angle it around a little bit. Okay. So I could eyeball this and see what we get just by trial and error. I can get my flash meter. Chloe, I'm going to pop this near your chin and just take a flash meter reading of the light, f1.3. Okay, so we need to add a bit more light to that. What's it? Oh, it's not even on. That's why I thought that was really low. Now I've got a horror. Oh no, it is on. Luckily, this is the Evolve 200 Pro Mark II, so there's a little LED on the side to remind me that it's on. That in itself is worth its weight in well, the cost of it. Okay, f5, pretty close. F6.3, somewhere in the middle will be pretty good. F5.6. Okay, so what am I doing? Just so you can actually see, I've set my flash meter up to the same shutter speed and ISO, and then I'm making it, the flash adjust its power until it tells me I'm getting exactly the same aperture that I've chosen. So rather than having the light, oh, that's the floor. Anyone want to see those? Nothing to see here. It is actually, isn't it?
Yeah,
we
that's
could
quite
do an exhibition of
arty.
those.
Yeah, I like that. That's
Yeah,
cool.
it's kind of like the diagonal, very strong. Okay, rather than letting the camera and the flash determine the camera settings, I've chosen them. That's what I was trying to say. I'm in control. So we've got colour blocking. We've got the strong yellow, the strong red. I'm going to have to step out the frame a little bit to really make this work. Great stuff. And we're going to go vertical. So strong blocks of colour, hence the name colour blocking. Okay, so big blocks of bold, bright colour. My white balance is set a little warm, 5800K, because I want the warmth to come through really strong. And it does, that really does look kind of cool. We can give Chloe some sunglasses. There we go, let's give you some sunglasses.
You've got a question?
Far away.
Not about what you're doing actually at the moment, but Pratik asks, is there any place where we can see all videos made by you to learn step-by-step studio photography?
Yep, there's a place called Adorama on YouTube. Oh, this channel right here. They make a playlist, and you can go back and see me when I was younger with less grey hair and in a completely different studio. So there is right the way back, over 10 years worth of back catalogue for you to catch up on. I just keep busy. Okay, so pair of sunglasses, kind of like this. It looks cool. Love it. Chloe always looks cool, but these are amazingly cool sunglasses. And this is really simple. This is pretty much beauty lighting. Overhead, direct lighting, onto Chloe. Punchy, bold, bright. And all right, I don't mind that. That's kind of fun, isn't it? That's a simple way to get blocks of colour straight into your scene. Grey background, gel on the background light, a key light on your model, and your model wearing a strong colour that is opposite to the colour of the background. I mean, we could change it up. We could change the background colour to a different colour.
Got another question?
Yeah, far away, once I'm changing it over.
So Rai asks, what is the minimum square foot you could make a studio space out of?
It depends what you're photographing, really. I mean, it could be 1 foot square if it's something product-based. But
We've done, if it's portrait photography, we have done a couple in small spaces, actually.
yeah,
for
we did a
Adorama,
3 metre
haven't we?
square, so 10 foot square. And if you check back in the old Adorama videos, we did one in the corridor down there, which was 3 metres by 1.5 metres, so 10 feet by 5 foot.
This is great. Adorama, someone...
There you go.
I've clicked on it. I've managed to click on the link. Let's put the playlist
Oh, well,
up
that's it.
so that you
Well,
can go and find the playlist.
Probably not even
Thank
live
you.
streaming anymore.
No. Fortunately, not.
Okay, so yellow background. I've changed the gel to a different color gel completely. I haven't changed the power. I've kept the same power, but now we're color blocking with the same color. Okay, so now we have something really kind of funky and yellow and bright and awesome. But I'm going to move the light round because I think the light definitely could do with a
Can I
better
ask a
position.
question?
Yeah, keep going.
So Rushane asked, would a white background give the same result when gelled?
So yes, it would, with a caveat. And the caveat is distance. If you've got enough room, a white background can go perfectly any color you like, just like this. So the reason I'm using a gray background is I just don't have the distance, because the further away you can get from the background, the darker it's going to go with that no flash, no picture thing. And when your key light is lighting your subject, it won't light your background if it's a long way away. We don't have that luxury in here, so it is what it is. And I have to make my background a little darker to simulate the effective distance. But yes, the short answer is yes, it will, if you have enough distance. If you don't, it'll be pastel.
Got a message from Johnny. Please give this message to Gavin. I'm the super fan of you, Gavin.
Oh.
I love your work. Lots of love from India. That's really sweet.
Thank you very much, Johnny. Keep watching, give it a thumbs up.
Pratik asked, which lens are you using, prime or standard?
Okay, I'm using a zoom lens. You'll find links in the video description down below. This is an OM system, 12 to 40 millimeter. So if you're a full frame user, 24 to 80 millimeter equivalent focal length. And it's mostly around about the 40 millimeter equivalent of 80 millimeter end of things. Okay, so I've moved the light round on Chloe, and now I'm going to get something. I may have turned it off. Let's have a little look. Yeah, how did I do that? That's impressive.
I will say there's also a lot of people requesting a purple background.
There's a lot of people requesting
Loads, like in their hundreds. Yeah.
Pop the battery out. Okay, well, we can do purple. We like to give the people what they want. So let's see, trying to find a purple quickly. Here we go. Let's do purple, because we're going to move on to yellow in a bit more of a permanent way in a minute. So whilst we can still have the opportunity, we'll do purple. Okay, so purple background. No flash, because So what we're going to do is we're going to take this bit out in the edit, and it'll be brilliant.
Actually, the message I read from Rye said, you may remember me from your last day at the show, sat at the front, lol. And then they'd said, I hope things are going better, but actually they've deleted that now. So
Okay.
maybe they thought, uh-oh.
Oh, yes, I think I know the one you mean. Yes, that wasn't my fault. I mean, when you do a trade show, stuff happens, and it wasn't my fault that they couldn't make my pictures appear on their screen.
It's live, things go wrong.
I know.
So Jorge asks, is it better to have more width or length on the studio area for portraits?
Height is the answer to that one, which wasn't on your list, but you can't. Height was the biggest thing I changed when I moved from my last studio to this one, and it's the most wonderful thing because you can actually get lights up high. I will happily lose a bit of width. Length is important, but height, just no. Imagine working in a ceiling where it's just above your model's head. You're going to get stuck pretty quick. So.
I mean, your first studio.
My first studio. Okay, here we go. Purple. For those that want purple, I can do you purple.
Everyone.
Everybody asks for purple.
Every single person, yeah.
Okay. Do we think purple? Do we like purple? I was going for red. I thought maybe everyone would like red because it's kind of really opposite of yellow. But hey, pretty good. So color blocking. This is color blocking. This is blocks of bold color put together to create interesting pictures. However, times are ticking. I think we should try something else. So let's move this around a little bit because we've got plenty to do.
Part-time photographer asked, is grey the best background colour to use if you're using gels?
Yes, I mean, ideally, black is great because you can sort of really gel them up. But if you really just want a general colour, if you had just one background in your life, grey is it. And we've done videos, many videos in the past. We've even done live streams about why grey is the background colour of choice. So if you're asking the question, what background is best, grey is it, because you can make it go black, you can make it go white, you can gel it to any colour you like, even in a small space.
Robin said, remember to hit like, everyone, it doesn't cost anything. That's absolutely right, that would be great. And I like to see the little love hearts go past. So if you could do that, that would be great. Thank you. And then Brad said, hey, Gavin, Chloe, Sam, Freya, good afternoon, straight evening. Thanks for putting this on.
Hey.
You're welcome, Brad.
Okay, so we're going to do a different kind of colour now. Now we've got colours that are going to work together. So we've got similar colours. Yellows, obviously. So Chloe is wearing a yellow dress. We've got a yellowish background. It's kind of like a buttercup yellow. Don't ask me where it came from. It's an old background, and they don't tend to travel cross borders so well. So your local area will have its own version of large rolls of paper. It's not something you can kind of pick up on a trip to New York and carry home to London. So, okay, so Chloe, you're going to come take a step forward. I'm going to move this around a little bit, and we're going to do basically the same basic simple lighting. Simple lighting. Here we go. And this should work in theory, shouldn't it? Oh, hang on. There we go. Because I've got the colours ready to go. All I have to do is correctly light Chloe. Job's done. But in your mind, think about what's going to happen to the background. Put it in the comments. What do you think's going to happen? Is it going to look like you see? Is it going to go a different colour? What's going to happen?
Purple.
Well, if I haven't turned the other flash off, it might. I'm going to pop this near your chin, Chloe. F9. Wow, that's bright.
I've got a question.
Okay, fire away.
Stefan asked, I've noticed you always double your focal length when comparing to full frame. Shouldn't it be around 1.5 times for crop sensors?
Yeah, there's crop sensors and there's crop sensors. So if you've got an APS-C, like a Fuji, for example, you're pretty much bang on. This is an Olympus, and it's a micro 4/3, so it's a quarter the size of a full frame sensor. So you kind of double it, okay? So it's, yeah, well, it just is. Okay, so.
We've had some answers.
Okay, what have we got?
We've got go darker. It
Yep.
will be dark.
Yep.
Darker. Inverse square law will kick in.
It will.
Dark. Black, almost black background, darker.
Okay, so it would go black if we had a bigger studio. I'm always asking for a bigger studio, but this is what we've got.
Get used to it, come on.
Far enough away, stick around to the end and I'll show you how to make this yellow actually go black. That's coming up towards the end. But it doesn't really go black. It goes dark because of the inverse square law, which we don't do on a Thursday. We don't talk about the inverse square law. It's just not allowed. So no inverse square law talk here, but that is what's going on. But it also is really muddy. It loses that kind of richness. It's a bit sort of, nah, let's zoom in. I mean, everything's great, but that's more, I'd say that's brown. That's like beige. Okay, so it's not really the colour that I'm looking for. Nothing wrong with it. It's perfectly okay. It's just meh. So how can I make this brighter? I've got a couple of choices. You're in this situation. What are you going to do? Are you going to get my light back out, put it behind Chloe? Like, actually, we could do that. We could do that. Let's try that. I could do this. Turn it on.
So you've got a couple of questions.
Yep.
Pratik asked, will painting the wall grey have the same effect as having grey paper roll?
Yeah, it probably will, but remember you've got to use a really matte colour. So the shine on paper is there, but it's very, very low. So you need a very low shine paint if you're going to do that. Otherwise you just get hot spots all over it and it's kind of pointed. But also you've got to live in a grey room for the rest of your life. I mean, I don't mind that. That sounds fine to me, but some people may not be so keen.
Michael said, have you tried asking Santa for a larger studio?
Yeah, I don't think I'm good enough. No.
So if Chloe was closer to the background, it would be more yellow.
Yes.
Move closer to the background. Feather the light.
Yes. No, but
Flash
yes.
intensity. Oh, and I like this one. This is Candy. Hey, Candy. Smash them heart emojis. Yes, please.
Yes, please. Okay, so yeah, feathering isn't going to help. I could put an extra light behind Chloe, and I quite like that as an option because it gives that kind of real sunburst type effect, which kind of looks fun to do and, you know, gives a nice kind of effect. But you can see if I go too wide, it stops really working and starts looking a bit weird. So that is an option. Chloe, I like the other idea of moving closer to the background. Can you go stand up against the background for me? So if I move Chloe to the background, this makes a lot more sense, doesn't it? Because now I can move the light in. Here we go. And I can use the same light on Chloe and the background. And because they're the same distance away, pretty much the colour should be similar to what we're seeing. It's not quite, but it's similar. Okay, Chloe, I'm going to pop this near your chin. F5, so I'm pretty close. Third out. F5.6. Okay, so once again, if you're just joining me, what I'm doing is I'm using a flash meter. Let me just cover Chloe so it doesn't try and focus on her. There we go. Flash meter to give me the same F number that I've dialed into my camera. It was there and then it's gone, wasn't it?
It likes your shirt again.
It does. No.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm using the flash meter to make the flash bend to my will. Do what I want it to do. Okay, now I might have to move it having done that because it's slightly in my shot, but always the way. I mean, I could clone it out or I could just do that.
And Chris has said, but what about the shadows?
What about the shadow? Chris, I love the shadow. I think this gives it depth. It gives it dimension. Without it, it feels a bit flat. Now, everybody's different. And the lovely thing about photography is there isn't a single right answer. It's kind of like, is that the right answer? Well, if you like the results, guess what? You've smashed it. It's great. Okay, so the shadow back here, I think, is essential to give this depth. Without it, it just felt a bit flat. I mean, we can go back a couple of images. Okay, so that just feels two-dimensional. There's no depth to that at all. Okay, no depth to that picture. It is just completely flat. But when we go and have some shadow, you can see how it feels much more 3D instantly. It just needs to be a bit brighter because, you know, that's probably better looking at my screen versus your screen. Boom, love it. And Chloe can move around. So I'm using the freezing power of flash to really make sure that this all works beautifully and stays in focus even when Chloe moves. Okay, so this is sharp right the way through. Okay, so that's kind of nice. That works really well. We want to take this idea and try and modify it a little bit. So I've got some props. So we went online and just ordered stuff that was yellow. So I've got some of these. These are phones. I might have to explain them to Freya. So,
I've used a phone.
you've used a phone.
I've used a phone. How young do you think I am?
When was the last time you used a phone like this?
Maybe, don't know, 10 years ago. More than that, probably.
These be days I'd be in the phone box, in the cold, in the rain. Oh.
But, do you know, we had those when I worked in an office.
That's probably true, yeah.
We did, yeah, but I didn't often use them because we had a headset.
Thank you very much.
Michael's put ring, 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 banana phone. Is that Banana Man's phone?
I think that's a thing that I didn't get in the UK. I think we may have
What?
missed.
I know the whole song
What?
off by
Okay,
heart, and we
think
send
that's
that to
a
each other on
thing 'cause
Bluetooth.
I'm old. That's what it boils down to. Okay, so we've got a couple of phones. I reckon they're about the right height for Chloe. Chloe, do you want to go stand in the middle there? Okay, that's it. So let's just see how we go. Yeah, which way do you want to go? You've got to go towards the light, haven't you? Okay, wait. No, you're too good. Stop giving them the good stuff straight away. Okay, so we've got a couple of phones. I was going to just do a picture, just bad. Here we go, nothing to see here. It doesn't make any sense. We can reverse this in the edit. It'll be fine. Doesn't make any sense when Chloe's just stood there, but when yeah, you get it. Honestly, too good. This is why you paid Chloe the big bucks. Okay, no flash, no picture, just to prove it still does that. Okay, that kind of fun, isn't it? That's really cool. Move your feet. Okay, I need to spin it around. Oh, we're going to spin it. Here we go, we're going to spin it. Okay, we'll get it to spin and stop in front of you. Stay. Oh no, it's off. Ready, go. You did not think you're going to have to work this hard, did you? This is really fantastic. Okay, amazing.
Candy asked a question. Do you white balance before?
Okay, so that's a good question, Candy. So I don't white balance in here because I've used it so many times. I am slightly warmer than I usually would be. So I'd normally be about 5200K, 5200K, but I'm at 58. just slightly warm. I'm shooting everything in RAW, so it doesn't really matter. But I always have one of these just tucked up in the corner. So if I need to do a quick grey card thing, I can do a quick grey card thing using the colour checker passport. And if I'm doing something that is colour critical, I'll use this side so I can actually make a colour profile. Let me just turn that light on so you can see it. There we go. I'll do something that is colour critical. I'll use that side to make a pure colour profile for the lights. But here's the thing. In here, the lighting doesn't really change. The windows, which are supposed to be covered, actually. Oh, that's neater. Are basically blacked out. So I have control of the room lights completely. Okay, so that's kind of fun. That works quite well. Let's see what else we can do. Let's see. I'm going to get these down. Do you want to just step out of the way? Because I'm going to have to climb up there and grab those down. And 1, 2, and 3.
Ian said that there was a model at the photo show that had a colour checker as part of his outfit. Very useful.
Very useful, yeah. Yeah, made out of the fabric. Well, why not? I mean, makes sense, I suppose. Right, okay, so Chloe, do you want to just go back, stand in there, and let's reset where we're at. Okay, so those phones cost quite a bit for those few pictures, actually, now I come to think about it. That was quite an expensive photo session, but we're going to have a look at a way of using colour that is much cheaper and probably more fun and certainly more, well, variable. But first things first, I want to make sure that this is all working. We've got our basic picture in. This is the bad picture, by the way, Chloe, just to remind you. This is the ones that look... There we go. Somebody did say it's impossible to take a bad picture of Chloe, and I think within about 30 seconds I proved I could do it. And
actually, someone said earlier, Chloe, has anyone ever taken a photo of you in which you don't look amazing?
Yep, right here. Hello. Underneath, yeah, me, right, many times. And then I think we stuck it on Instagram, so yes, that wasn't me.
Got another question. How to use the colour checker in Photoshop. Did we do a video of how to use it?
We certainly did for the colour checker guys back in the day. I think there is one on Adorama somewhere on getting the absolutely right colours, so there definitely is. So the way it works, I will explain how it works. I won't demonstrate because it takes quite a while to run through. So you take a picture. So Chloe, I would give you this to hold, for example. Okay, there you go, hold that. So Chloe's done this before. She's holding it like that, okay? So not like this, okay? None of this, because we don't want any fingers to go on the swatches. You hold it. Yeah, you can take it over to the camera. Like that, okay? Then you put your colour checker passport and your model in the light that you're going to be working in. Can you hold it a bit closer to your face? Thank you very much. Make sure your exposure is right, and this is kind of useful. Sorry, can I do it the other way up? That's it. There is an up and a down. I don't think it really matters, but I try and get it the right way up if I can. Okay, so I've got along the top, I could do white balance with the little grey swatches with either cooler or warmer white balance. And then underneath here, this is where the software would look for these little bits at the edges, and it'll do the whole calibration thing for you. So it takes a little while to do. Once it's done, as long as you don't change the lighting too much, then you're absolutely fine. You can keep going. So
You got some questions?
Yeah.
Jorge asked, does Gavin use auto white balance, flash white balance, or Kelvin?
Okay, that's a good question, actually, Jorge. So I'm using a fixed white balance. So I've got a custom white balance, 5,800. Let me see if I can get you to see it on the thing. Here we go. See if it will focus on my camera first. Okay.
It really likes your shirt.
There we go. It's fine. So you can see up here somewhere, I've got a fixed white balance, 5,800K. Now, let me show you what happens if I go to auto white balance. That's a very good question. Okay.
David's put a good comment on. Gavin did a one background infinite colour video a while back that's been really useful, or quite, no, not really useful, quite useful.
Quite useful.
I added
Yeah.
that bit.
I think he's nailed it there, David, hasn't he? It was quite useful. Okay, so if I take the same picture in auto white balance, I bet my camera's going to do an okay job. Yeah, blooming cameras, honestly. That isn't too bad, but you might find that the white balance goes absolutely haywire and goes very, very blue, because sometimes it'll look at the large yellow in the picture and then try and remove the yellow, because everything it's doing on auto white balance is trying to make it grey. However, some cameras, in fact most cameras nowadays, are pretty good at getting it right. That's a bit too good, so I'll go back to controlling it myself, which is quite a surprise. I genuinely thought, no disrespect to OM system, didn't think it would do that well. Right, okay, where were we? Cheap props. All right, so we have a large yellow balloon. Okay, look, you can see how this is going to work already. Look at this. Okay, so we have a very large yellow balloon, which is in keeping with the colour of the rest of the scene. Do you want to just hold that for me? Brilliant, there we go. That is the end of my plan for this. I'll give it to Chloe and give it to Chloe to hold. So I'm working with colours that are all very, very similar. So to try and get the maximum colour, the maximum impact, rather than going for the maximum number of colours, I'm actually going to go for the minimum number of colours. In this case, 1 yellow. Okay.
Very valid question from Alan. What is the size of the balloon?
Oh, that's actually a good question. I can actually demonstrate that for you, Alan. Here we go. So, Alan, it is exactly the same size as your screen. Oh, Alan, I love you. Thank you very much. So, on the listing, it said it was a 36-inch balloon. I haven't been brave enough to try that for accuracy, but that's what it said.
We'll try it afterwards. I
We'll
don't
try it
think we
after.
need to do it on the live stream.
I would imagine at the moment it's probably sort of 28 inches, something like that.
So I think a few people who missed your shout out of your new toy with your camera.
What, you mean they haven't been here right from the very start?
Robin's
I'm
put, what are you
shocked.
hooking your camera onto at your waist?
Okay, so you know you go to a trade show. Well, I've just come back from a trade show, and you think, yeah, that's a good idea. So it's kind of, it's not really my style, but you know what's not my style? Pulling my camera over on the live stream and dropping it on the floor. So this is the Spider holster, and it just sort of sits there, and then I can cover it with my shirt. So, and as of now, I haven't dropped it on the live stream, so 100% success. Although this is the first live stream I've used it. Oh, sorry, Chloe. Chloe's off. She's like, yeah, we've got work to do.
I've got another question.
Yeah, fire away.
Does auto white balance adjust the white balance after the picture is taken, or does the camera decide the white balance before the flash fires?
So it happens at the moment you press the shutter. And the way it works certainly with the cameras I've used in the past, is it's not the colour of the light. So this flash has a colour. It's the colour of the ambient light. So it kind of happens at that point. But hey, maybe technology's moved on because it fixed it really well in here. So if we were using just ambient only, well, let's see if I can do it actually. I'll turn the flash off. Hang on, just for you.
Just a comment from Lawrence said, I like the way the diffuser is reflecting the yellow from the wall.
the diffuser. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, let's see. Let's see if my Olympus will do any better. Yeah, there we go. So when I put my camera into auto white balance and use just the ambient light, it's well adrift because it should be like this. Let me go find it again. Okay, and here's my white balance. This is the ambient light, remember, not the flash. Can you see the difference in the tone? So look at Chloe's skin tones. They look a little bit bluish on auto white balance, and they look a little warmish on my white balance, which is what I wanted. So auto white balance can and will and might alter the colour when you're working with a strong block of colour. Right, where do we get to? Flashy. Flash, flash, flash.
So Stefan asked, what metering do you use on the camera? Centre weighted, spot, and does it matter?
Doesn't matter at all. So Stefan, I'm actually using a flash meter. So my camera is telling me everything is at least 3 stops or more underexposed. So it's blinking away at me saying, oh my God, the scene is really underexposed at these settings. you need to do something. But it doesn't know that I'm about to press a button and fire a flash. So the camera's metering system is neither here nor there. The metering system is my eyes and my flash meter. Okay. Oh, and also, it certainly helps to actually put the camera back into manual mode rather than aperture priority. There we go. Oh, for those that want to know, that's if I use the room lights, that's when I add my flash. See what the flash is doing.
You're just letting everyone know that's why you did it that way.
That's it, yeah. That was all part of the plan. Stunning plan. Okay, this is kind of cool. Right, okay, let's try and mix it up a little bit.
So Kyle said we need Gavin to suck in some of that balloon helium so he sounds like a chipmunk. Fortunately, Kyle, there's no helium in there.
No.
And apparently, that's very dangerous.
I don't think we could afford to fill it with helium. It's really expensive.
It is expensive, yeah. And it does something awful to your vocal cords or something, doesn't it?
Well, it kind of, you can suffocate because there's no actual oxygen in there. So it's one of those things we did as kids, but we don't recommend kids do. Right. So
Johnny asked, favourite aspect ratio?
Favourite aspect ratio? Square? That's you know, everything then, isn't it? Because then you can make it anything you like. I don't really have a favourite one. The favourite one is the one that looks right for that scene at that moment, at that time. So that's kind of my favourite one. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so we're going to do something slightly different. Now, if you've followed the amazing Seth, you know that Seth has some DIY photo hacks, including putting a plastic bag over the light to be a temporary softbox. Now, I'm not stealing Seth's thunder. Oh, that's hard to say after 4 days at a trade show. Seth's thunder, but I am going to be doing something similar where I'm going to use this as a softbox with its own built-in gel, which is kind of fun, isn't it? So I've got a rubber band, bing. Okay, so I'm going to try and jerry-rig this onto the light. However, just so I'm absolutely clear, the light, I've done two things to it. I've put a grid on it because that's going to help me to stop the light spilling absolutely everywhere. And if I turn this little light on, you'll be able to see, I have, hang on a minute.
Seth said, you talking about me?
Yeah. I've also got this plastic edge to it as well, because without it, it could burst the balloon. Don't want anything sharp pressing against it. Okay, so a couple of little safety measures just to make sure this all goes to plan, because if not, I'm not sure I've got another balloon.
I've got a question about the colour checker. So Petra asked, how often do I need to change my colour checker?
So here's the thing, if you never, ever, ever change the lights, then the difference between the colour checker is going to be pretty minimal. I mean, lights do age a little bit, but not exactly a lot. So it depends how often you actually change the lighting that you're working with. So relatively little. I mean, in here, I kind of know exactly what I'm doing. It doesn't change much at all. Having said that, if I was doing a new project for a new client where colour was critical, I'd just spend the time and do it again because it doesn't take that long. Okay, so
Peter's asked, is this a new product line?
Next
to the light strain.
I don't think it's ever going to catch on, no. Probably a good thing that it doesn't. Okay, so something like that. Let's wind this out. Okay, here we go. Ooh. So I have the balloon lantern, and that is going to be my light source. Whoop. My light source for the next couple of pictures.
We've got a first time catching us live from Angel, who's put a couple of comments on. Well done. You managed to figure out the time. It's been very confusing for us this week.
Yes,
because in the US, they've gone an hour forward and we haven't yet in the UK. So the good news is we get our dinner earlier.
Oh. Nothing to see here. You keep talking. Okay. Yeah, it's an hour earlier than we usually go live, which has been really confusing. Okay, I think I'm there. I'm just going to check everything's tight. I think we're good to go. So I have a balloon up in the air with a light sort of pointing towards it. Chloe, can I just move you out of the way a little bit? I'm just going to see if I can move this back into the centre a little bit.
Chris has put the sun.
It does look like it, doesn't
Lawrence
it? Yeah,
said,
we are
what
kind
could possibly go wrong?
quite a lot, interestingly enough. Okay, let's see. So that is light B. Let me turn A off, turn B on. Okay, let's
So
see.
you've got a question about the balloon being so close to the light. Doesn't the balloon tend to pop when it's so close?
Hang on a second, what was that? Should we find, well, we're going to find out, won't we? It's a good question. It's a very good question. So it definitely won't pop if you don't turn the light on. Yep, that's it. And that's the first time I've ever done that. Never done that in my life, ever, not once. Okay, so will it pop? It might. So flashes get hot. If this was a speed light and I put it on the surface of the speed light, it would definitely pop if you ran this at a high power or too often. So because this is the Evolve 200 Pro bare bulb, there is a gap between the bulb and the balloon. I've also put the grid on it to make sure that it doesn't get anywhere near the bulb. So we should be okay, but let's find out. I mean, never say never. Okay, so straight out of camera, pretty awful. But it's a start, isn't it? So what was that running at? That was running at 256 power. That's not really where I want to be. I want to be more like 16th power. Let's try that as a, I don't know if it's going to be right kind of position. Okay, 16th power, now we're getting somewhere. Okay, so this is starting to look pretty good. I reckon we probably want to go up at least a stop. Let's try a quarter power, 2 stops more. Here we go, quarter power. I think that's where we want to be, isn't it? So the colour is coming from not my white balance now so much as just light shining through a bright yellow balloon. And it looks amazing. So I promised you colour. We have colour. I'm getting a sort of a June colour. I don't know if maybe because I watched the film recently.
So Hell Driver has put, looks like tonight's blood moon. Yeah, we were saying actually it's a full moon tonight, we think.
Is it?
Tonight or tomorrow? I'm not
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
So there you go. Okay, let's just take a few more pictures like this. It's kind of cool.
Had some really nice comments. Nice. What a cool idea and nice image. Love this.
It's a little different, isn't it?
That's amazing.
literally
That is
leaning against the
actually
wall.
a pretty cool idea. You sound very surprised, Carlo.
Finally.
Finally, yes. It's taken me many years, but finally I've got a cool idea. You wait.
Jane,
Seth will be blowing up his
said
bags
it's
and doing
tonight
this
for
next.
us with the full moon.
Okay, kind of cool. Let's move around. What happens if I move?
Yeah, it looks amazing.
Okay, let's
Lunar eclipse. Oh.
give Chloe some sunglasses. Here we go. Here's the cool sunglasses. Okay. Because it has that kind of sci-fi feel, this kind of works really well, and it's a lot more comfortable for Chloe. Always think of your model, though, right? Yep, absolutely. Pretty good. Okay, so that works really well. We could try and modify this a bit. Chloe, come take a step forward for me. And you're going to turn, take another step forward. Let's just bring you onto the middle. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so if I move Chloe away, you can see how far away she's moved. The light isn't going to reach her, but what am I going to get? What's going to happen? Let's have a little look here. Okay, we're going to get a bit of a silhouette going on, which I kind of like. That's not bad. I reckon we can probably fix it up a little bit better if we add a light here somewhere. So if only I had, oh, I don't know, a second light, something like that. That would be really cool, wouldn't it?
It's a very nice comment. Very inspiring.
You sound surprised.
I do sound surprised, yeah. No, they are. We really liked it when you had a little practice earlier. We really liked these shots, didn't we? And Adorama Event said, these shots are incredible, love these. And then Carlo said he comes up with a lot of cool ideas. There is no switch off to the genius mind. There is, Carlo, believe me.
There is, yes. We're on vacation tomorrow, and that will be the off switch. So that's it. We're having
Cool,
some
love
break.
that. Yeah, you had some great comments. Thank you, guys.
Okay, so I'm going to put this side. I'm going to swing it around that side. I might have to move the balloon, but I can do that. Here we go. We can move the balloon. I said that with a bold statement without thinking it through. Okay, we'll pop the light a little bit higher because always try and get your light so most of it is above your model's eye line. Okay, we'll meter that through rather than taking a guess. Chloe, I'm going to pop this near your chin.
Good point from Michael. If this doesn't deserve a thumbs up, I don't know what does.
Thank you, Michael. Yes, would appreciate it. Thumbs up, comments, share it, all of those sorts of things. Okay, f5.6. So I've got the same light on Chloe. Quick little test photo. Okay, cool. Now we're going really sci-fi. Okay, so we've got desert planet. You can insert your own story into that. Okay, let's go with the sunglasses because I think the sunglasses look cool. Okay, superb. I'm going to take a really important picture in a second. Hang on, let me do it now. This is the second most important picture after no flash, no picture. Because this is the picture that you can share on social media to explain to your amazing, dedicated followers what you are doing. Because it shows what's going on, but it also reminds you of where everything was if you ever want to recreate this look, which is super useful. Okay, let's lose the sunglasses. We'll do a couple more, and then we'll do one last thing to wrap up. Okay.
I've got a question
Fire away.
From Jane about light meters. Do they all work the same, or do the cheaper ones not give the information about which settings to use?
Okay, so they all work the same at the most basic level, at least all the Sekonic ones. I haven't tried other brands. So even the cheapest Sekonic one, the 308 that I've got, 308S, will do what the flash power is in f-stops. What they don't do is the more complicated stuff. So the one I've got here, the 858D, will do high-speed sync, flash meter readings, flash duration, stuff like that. Things that I don't necessarily need, but if I just want a basic, what f-stop do I need, then the basic ones will do that too. But check out the specs. Go ask Adorama, they'll tell you. Okay, so this is cool. Whoop, double tap. Too fast. I'm going wide. I try not to go in too close. I'm trying to go in wide and go wide just to give me some options because you can crop in. Damn it, I got a good movement and the back one didn't fire. Let's go again. Got it, there we go. Because you can crop in, but you can't crop out, is what I was going to say.
And Chris has put really great pictures. Who needs a sunset on the beach when you have a yellow balloon?
Yeah, no, we do. Do we need the sunset on the beach?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, us. That's what we need. I mean, not the winter sunset.
Yeah, I was going to say,
summer.
maybe not in the UK.
No. Yeah, oh yeah, we could go somewhere warm. Sort of Miami, something like that. Yeah, we'll do Miami, Los Angeles. Yeah. Don't mind either side, I'm easy. No, that works for me. Okay, cool. So that's that. We're going to do one last little thing. We've got 10 minutes left. We can fit this in 10 minutes, no problem at all. We're going to take this background and make it a black background. That's the plan. And then bring some colour in, which I was going to get a black background out, and then I thought, no, we'll do it in camera. But first of all, we need to get rid of this. Okay. Can I have camera 5? Give me camera 5. 5. Yeah, okay, here it comes. Oh. No, that was for you to keep. No, that was still for you to keep. Right, well, I guess I got it back again then. Yeah, there we go. We could just let the air out, but where's the fun in that? Right. Yeah, all of our shoots are this well organised and run. It's always the way. Right, okay, so let's get rid of this, let's get rid of that, and let's put this in here. Okay.
So, Houston Hemi has put great fun at work. I didn't know we're at work.
Oh, yeah.
This is work? Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Has it started already?
I don't know.
Okay, so let's bring this down. So I'm going to set up a simple black background from thin air, which basically means I'm going to turn the lights so they're not pointing at the background. Okay, so I've got 2 lights. We could put a soft light on this one, but I'll leave it as a hard light for now, and then just a soft light in here. In fact, no, I'll tell you what, let's make them both hard. Let's do it properly. Okay. I'll pop that on there. Okay, cool. Chloe, you're going to come stand in the middle between these two lights, and then I can position them pointing at you. Okay. Something like that. So the lights are pointing away from Chloe. If I do absolutely nothing, do they both fire? Oh, yeah, they did. Yep, they did. Yep, they're good. Okay, if I do absolutely nothing, then it's going to look like this. Let me just reset my camera. I might just change my aperture as well because that's going to be super bright. Wow. Okay. You didn't look at the light, did you? No, okay. Even so, it kind of, yeah, through the side of your head, you can still feel it. So that's if you do absolutely nothing. The reflectors, even on the Evolve 200s, are really efficient. In fact, they are super efficient reflectors. So I'm going to take them down to maybe 256 power on both. Wow, one was on half power. That's why it was bright. And that was the one behind you. Okay. So when I take it down to 256 power, then we're going to have something that looks a lot less kind of, colourful for a start, which kind of doesn't make sense when we're trying to do a colourful live stream. But bear with me, we could make this more colourful.
Actually, really good suggestion here from Jorge. For the next balloon stream, put a magnet inside so you can just have it hanging from it and attached to any metal surface. Ah, very good.
Absolutely got a magnet. I've got a magnet right there, right there. Oh, hey, look, blooming, yeah. I keep magnets around. I didn't think about that. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, can we do that again? We'll do it on the next live stream. We'll live stream this again. It'll be fine. Okay, let's see. Okay, so this is getting pretty dramatic. It's really edgy, it's really moody, it's really not very colourful, which, of course, I promised you colour. So how can I make this more colourful? How am I going to do it? I'm stalling for time because I'm trying to find something I don't know where I put it. So this could be could be fun. One there. Oh, there.
Peter said purple.
Okay, Peter, got you covered. How's that? Okay, we could put purple. Which side would you like purple? Front or back? I'm going to second guess them. Let's see. Now, when you add a gel, you do take away some of the light. So I'm going to increase my light by a stop just to see what happens. The only trouble is I've lost track of which one I've just done. I think I've done the wrong one. Hang on. Got my A's and B's around the wrong way. Okay. Yeah, we can do that. Let's add some other colour. I've got another red. What happened to the red? There's the red. Let's do the rich red. Oh. So I've got some gels. We'll mix the colours up in a minute if no one has a preference on how I do it. I'll put purple in just for you guys for now, but I am going to change it. Be warned, it's not going to stick around for long. Okay. Oh, yep, red, definitely. Let's take the colour up a little bit brighter, or the brightness up a little bit brighter. Okay, so now we're starting to get some colour coming into the scene. That is a...
Got a question.
Far away.
About colours generally. Would blue make the dress and background green?
Well, it would in theory. Well, we could put blue in. Okay, it would in theory. It's never quite that simple. It's not like painting with actual paints. Painting with lights is a touch more complex. So you'd think it would, but in reality, here we go. It really doesn't. There's still yellow coming through, isn't there? So reality is, yeah, not quite. Okay, so I'm going to go with some serious colour. I'm going to have red on the back.
So Mikhail's put time to heat up the smoke machine. It's like you're reading his mind.
And yellow on the front. Only if I can find it. Oh yeah, there it is. I can see it. It's all right. So yellow on the back, no, yellow on the front, red on the back. So again, really bold. So if you were here right at the start, this was the same color combination we did when we were doing color blocking. I thought it'd be fun to finish in the same way. So let's see, let's do one at a time so I don't get them muddled up. So we'll do the backlight first of all, see what we get with the red. Okay, so pretty red. I reckon I go a little bit brighter with the red, so I'm up to 1/32 power. That's really bright. And then we'll do the yellow at the front. Let's bring that in. So we'll go 1/64. It's a bit thinner, the yellow, not such a thick gel, by which I mean it doesn't absorb so much light. So I can bring that down by 2 stops less light. Okay, so here we are. Now we've got some serious color going on. We've got a little bit of spill on the background. I'm gonna live with that because A, it's a live stream, B, we've run out of time, and C, I'm gonna put smoke in the background anyway, so who cares? So yeah, a little bit of smoke. So I'm gonna use my little smoke genie. No, this is Smoke Ninja. This is the little one, little Smoke Ninja. We'll put a bit of smoke in the background. Let's see if we can turn that on. There we go. And I'm doing this last, simply because once you add smoke to a scene, it's kind of hard to get rid of it. So always smoke last if you're going to do anything with smoke. Pretty cool. There we go. And weirdly, it's gone green. The smoke is slightly blue, so that kind of makes sense, I suppose. Let's add a bit more smoke in the background. Okay. How are we doing? We're pretty much out of time. Okay. Chloe, I've got a job for you. So last one. Chloe, this is the fire it button. Can you take a step back? That's it. And you're just going to fire it at the light there. Okay? Are you ready?
Lots of love for these photos. That's so cool. I need
Keep your finger on it.
What are you using to add the smoke?
That'll do. So that is the Smoke Ninja.
Love that.
This is actually the Smoke Ninja Pro.
I need that smoke machinery.
Yeah, so this one, again, I forgot to put a link in the video description for this one, but the Smoke Ninja Pro has a little fan on the top that you can hear running there. You don't have to have the fan. Last couple of pictures, we can just do it with a little bit more texture. So if you want to have more textured smoke, like that. The hang time of this stuff is huge, which is why I'm always using it last. And I promised you colour. Even with a black background, you can grab yourself a bit of colour. Okay, I'd like to flip the colours around. I'd like the red on one side and the yellow on the other. Chloe, turn around for me. Bingo. Nailed it.
One last question.
Yeah, last question. We are done.
For
Chloe,
a full body
towards me.
shot, what should I do? Add more light or add distance?
You want to add distance to your lights. If you want an evenly lit full body shot, you need to move your lights way back. The further back you get, the more even they get. And that's going to help you get a much more even illumination, which is presumably what you want. Otherwise, you're going to have the light in the scene and you're going to have to deal with that. Okay, beautiful. Okay, well, there we are, top of the hour. Promised you colourful images. I think we can safely say we've smashed that one in many different ways. So colour is a really exciting thing. There are so many ways that you can do it. It can be as simple as just grabbing yourself a balloon and finding a suitably colour background. Don't have to spend a huge amount of money, but when it works, it does look absolutely fantastic. Now, if you've enjoyed this, we've got a bunch of other stuff coming up, so stay tuned to the channel. But first of all, let me just give it up. Huge thanks to Chloe. What? Behind the scenes, let me say thanks to Fran on the Super Switcher, Sam on the chat.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. It's a bit hazy here now, isn't it? A little bit hazy.
It does hang, doesn't
Lots
it?
of love for those final photos. Thank you for the live again. Really enjoyed the first live stream. Thanks, Gavin and the Hoeets.
What?
Hoeets.
No, you don't need a
Hoeets.
nickname.
No. We do need a nickname. We could have T-shirts and everything, couldn't we? Amazing pictures, awesome. Thank you, everyone who commented and has watched through the whole thing and managed to find us at a different time.
Yes.
Back to normal.
Only in the
Because
UK.
we'd have
in
changed.
North America, it's the same
Yeah,
time. So if you haven't already done so and you've made it this far into the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you're watching the recording, say hello in the comments down below. That really helps. Obviously, subscribe to Adorama TV because this isn't the only live we've got. Daniel's going to be coming along in a week or so's time with more live. And we've got the Adorama events, a whole separate channel where Seth does loads of stuff in there and has some guest speakers as well. So go check that out. But from us, well, that's it. I'm Gavin Hoey. Thanks for watching.